Top 10 anime similar to Sword Art Online. Sword Art Online was one of the major factors that broke through the barriers separating the Western world from anime. It made people cry all over the world and got a lot of fans, even though the quality was questionable. Many people watched the progress of Isao for many years following the initial season. As the main series just ended, it is time to gather anime similar to Isao, but special in its own right. This is a very subjective list that takes into account the entry's similarity to Isao, the quality of the animation, and the uniqueness of the ideas or storylines presented. The variety of these things might make a list that doesn't show how good the show really is, and might favor some of the things in this category. This article ends with a special anime, so read it all the way through. Here are the best anime similar to Sword Art Online you need to watch. Here is the first anime you can watch. 10. Tomb. This is a great anime, but not for gamers. Here is the tale of Ryuta, a well-known player of an online game, and this is his story. But one day, he wakes up to find himself on an island with just 7 other players, and the only way off is to murder them all. Even though this anime isn't an MMORPG, it has a lot in common with them, like being stuck in a place you don't know. It would help if you killed other people to get out, and a madman is behind it all. Even though it's not in a virtual world, the rules are the same. Kill or be killed. Then you can move on to watch. 9. Log Horizon.
実際的な拘束力を発揮すると本日今から4時間ほど前ですが
Log Horizon, but also Sword Art Online, look like they were made from the same material at first glance. Each anime is about players who get stuck in MMORPGs and have to learn how to live in a world of their games. In a way, the main characters of both anime have too much power, but Kirito from Isao is mostly a physical threat, while Shiro from Log Horizon is more of a thinker. The shows look at their worlds in different ways. For example, Log Horizon spends much more time showing how the societies in Elder Tale, the MMORPG, grow. Even though Shiro is the lead character, the Isekai anime almost has a full cast because it spends so much time on the other characters. After that, you can choose to watch. 8. Overlord.
何をする気だ?
The famous online game Yggdrasil, which is the focus of the plot of the anime, is eventually taken down for unknown reasons, mirroring the events of Sword Art Online. When the server goes down, and Momonga tries to log out, he gets stuck in the world of the Yggdrasil like a powerful wizard made of bones. The world keeps changing, and non-player characters, NPCs, are starting to feel emotions and act more like real people. Momonga stops feeling anything and acts cold and calculating as if he were not a real person. This normal young guy, Momonga, who has no family, no friends, and no real social standing, wants to rule the digital world. Next, you can watch. 7. Hunter x Hunter. Many fans believe the shonen anime Hunter x Hunter to be a masterpiece. It's easy to fall in love with it because it has a great story, well-developed characters, great music, great voice acting, and clear animation. It follows Gon Freaks, a young kid who wants to join the elite group of people known as hunters because of their special powers, and they can do anything. With the help of his new friends, he faces many obstacles on his way to finding his father, who left him when he was young. Even though the main plot and setting are not the same, the Green Island arc is a lot like the fantasy world in Isao. For example, if you were to die in the role-playing game setting of Greed Island, you'd also die in real life. To win, you must be smarter than your opponents and use the rules to your advantage. Another similar anime to watch is 6. Gringar of Fantasy and Ash. Twelve other people and a boy named Haruhiro wake up in a world called Gringar. The only thing they remember from their past is their own name, and to stay alive, they decide to join the volunteer army of the Alterna border town. Haruhiro is part of a group that includes Yume, Shihoru, Ranta, Moguzo, and their leader, Minato. This group is slowly getting better so that they can stay alive in this new world. But just when things are going well, Minato is killed on a mission by a bullet, and before he dies, he asks Haruhiro to take over as leader. Haruhiro is still sad about his friend's death, so he decides to take over his will and keep his other friends alive. Now, our next pick is 5. Read Zero. Do you like to see a fantasy world with beasts, magic, knights, and other fantasy elements? Do you like that the main character is taken to another world and has to fight to stay alive? Then it would be best if you gave Re Zero a try. The series is about a teenage boy named Subaru. One day, he goes shopping and finds himself inside this magical world when he comes out of the store. He is thrilled to see something so interesting happen. This joy is short-lived, however, as it swiftly transforms into his greatest nightmare. It's darker and more grown-up than Isao, but it has much in common. Here is another similar anime to Isao. 4. The Future Diary. Amano Yukiteru, a lone high school student, spends his days studying people and recording his observations in a mobile phone journal. He doesn't seem to have any real friends, but he talks to Dios, the god of time and space, and his servant all the time. It will be a shock for Yuki to find out that Deus is a real god, and prove it by giving him a random diary that can tell what will happen to Yuki in the future. At first glance, that might seem like a good thing, but then he finds out that Deus also gave diaries to 11 other people with the same goal. The last person standing becomes the next god. Some might think the Future Diary isn't like Isao because it's not about an MMORPG, but this doesn't seem right. It's a game about surviving in the real world. It's a lot like Isao in that the characters don't have a say and are forced to take part whether or not they want to. The rules are straightforward. You die if you fail. The main coupling has a love plot, is one of the anime's finest qualities. Next to watch is 3. Danmachi. Maybe you liked Isao because it was like an RPG and the OP-MC was surrounded by pretty girls. If that's true, Danmachi should work well. And the MC's voice actor is the same as Kirito's. Danmachi's narrative is about Bel Crano, a teenage adventurer who works for the goddess Hestia. In this anime, he works tirelessly every day, fighting many creatures in dungeons as the sole member of Hestia Familia to better himself as much as he can and rise to the position of the finest adventurer in the kingdom. Another anime very similar to Iseo is 2. No Game, No Life. Like Sword Art Online, No Game, No Life is a game isekai anime that explores the notion of entangling players in a fantasy universe where playing video games is the only way to live. While the Iseo characters have been desperately trying to get out of the game world, NGNL characters want to reach their goals in this new world and don't want to return to the real world. The show is about two smart siblings who are good at video games but don't like the real world. In many online multiplayer games, they are known for being impossible to beat. One day they get a strange email that challenges them to a chess game. They choose to take on the challenge, win the game, and then find themselves in a fantasy world. They meet Tet, who is the god of the games there. During the short introduction, they learn that playing games are the only way to solve problems in this realm. Our top pick, similar to Iseo, is 1. Axel World.
これ預かってました。お返しします。中見たか？いえ、はい。
Arita is overweight and gets picked on at school, but playing online games makes her feel better. But when the student council vice president beat all of his high scores, his whole life changed. He was invited to Brain Burst, a software that lets participants play an augmented reality combat game to speed up their brain waves. The vice president was interested in finding out why Brain Burst was made, and in exchange, Arita will get rid of the kids who pick on him. Similar to Iseo, it includes the idea of entering a virtual reality environment. Their styles of art are alike. Both shows affect the real world, but one is much bigger than the other. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, then please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. See you soon.